Oh, sorry. Anyway, I was stunned at how little would be left after Uncle Sam took his whack. Sydney Brant Moss, the Princess of Cleveland, Ohio, had not been one you could talk to about estate planning. The laws of mortality had been suspended in her case. That was her position, and she stuck to it.
Eleanor Applegate. Poor mother. Being Lady Bountiful was her whole identity. After I got over the surprise, it made sense to me.
Bobby Applegate. She did give a lot away, and got a lot of social mileage out of doing it. She also paid no attention at all to what her money guys were doing, even when she still had her marbles. Après elle, le déluge. Sydney and Laurus Moss, late parents of this tribe, died exactly the way they wanted to, by the way. Together, in old age, on the last night of their last summer in a place they loved. A faulty heater was involved, but so was Will. It was hard on the children, though, I admit that. Sydney's mind had begun departing in wisps and then chunks years earlier, leaving her soul, that bright nightgown, to cope alone. This made her a much simpler being than she had been for most of her life. More like us. Laurus had had strokes and knew there would be more. He dreaded what would have come next for them. He unable to look after them both, and she long since unable to do much of anything except be grateful. Not that that should be underestimated as a contribution to the common weal. Laurus appeared here almost immediately, and moved on just as quickly. Sydney, so far, is still elsewhere.
Eleanor Applegate. I'd been the one to do most of the clean-out of the house, and to deal with the officer at the bank and the lawyer who'd drawn up our parents' wills. They're both about 1,000 years old, and we think the lawyer has Alzheimer's. Monica had her hands full at home, and Jimmy lives in California. Well, it fell to me. The bank had all the stuff in the house appraised for estate taxes, and I'd hired an auction woman to come in after us and sell what we didn't want. My daughter Nora had dreams of selling it all herself on eBay, but we said no. I can't say she took it well. She graduates from college next month and hasn't a clue what comes next, and she saw this as about a year's employment. And I sympathize. I was already married when I graduated from college, but I know what that panic felt like. So Monica and Jimmy and I were in the dining room with our lists of stuff we wanted. Charlesie, my youngest, came in and took a picture of us with an ancient brownie box camera he found in the powder room. There was black and white film in it, and the picture actually came out afterward. We're standing in front of the sideboard, armed with our pencils, with me in the middle in my Princess Di flip. I think I'm getting a little old for that hairdo. Monica is in blue jeans with her mad hair, which she won't color, on top of her head. I dislike noting that she's thinner than I am, which she never used to be. Also taller. Am I shrinking already? Jimmy has our father's face and build. His forehead is higher than when he was young, but otherwise he's aging disgustingly well. Monica Faithful. Mother's will ordered that only the 3 of us could be in the room for the lottery, no spouses or children. Her motives weren't pure. She really never liked her grandchildren, and she wasn't too sure about Jocelyn. We'd have rather had everybody in on it, at least I would have, but we didn't know if Gradgrind from the bank might suddenly appear, lurking in the azaleas outside the windows, to make sure we were obeying Mother's cold, dead hand reaching from the grave. Although cold doesn't mean to us what it does to you. We are one with the weather. Such a pleasure not to be plagued by one's senses. Now and then one has a fleeting memory, of scent, let us say, not of lemon or lilac, but of what a scent was. One doesn't miss having it. That would be hell, which is a very different matter. But to remember, for its own sake.